suppose Leander are going in with a faster time to the barrier in yesterday's heat. Yale posted a 1:49, beating Molesey Boat Club and Mercantile. Pretty decent crew from Molesey and Mercantile, I thought that, and Yale handed it to them. And Leander Club, they posted a 1:46 in their heat. So I guess if you go by the times, Tom, Leander should be a quicker crew early on in this race.
I don't want to say it's a fool's errand, but you never know. You never know. We've already seen the Americans going out pretty hard.
So this is a semi-final of the Ladies Challenge Plate between Yale University, USA, the men from Connecticut on the left of your picture, and on their home water, it's the boys from Leander Club in pink on the right of your picture. Leander blasting off the start. Tom, how'd you see it?
Yeah, it's magical, the start of an age race, isn't it? So much noise, a symphony of motion. But at the moment, it looks like pretty evenly matched. I think Leander will want to get out hard, like you say, Martin, quicker to the barrier yesterday. They'll want to impose themselves on this race because an 8 is hard to get up to speed and it's hard to get moving. And you can just see pretty much neck and neck, actually. I would say Leander maybe a seat or two advantage.
Closest to us, we have Pete Lancashire in the stroke of that Leander crew. They are on this side of the course. Pete Lancashire, the 22-year-old Temple Cup winner at Henley. That's the University men's 8s with the University of Washington. He knows all about the American system. He'll know all about this Yale crew. Great to have a lad like that in the stroke seat, Tom.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, it's like having a spy in the camp, right? Certainly will be helpful because he'll have an understanding of how Yale tend to race, having raced them all year in the sprints and the IRAs.
There we see the Yale crew. That's the engine room. Patrick Craig, Joe Long, Frederick Elwes, Jack Moron. And we just saw a look at Andrew Gulich and Noah Norman and the stroke man, Freddie Elwes.
Freddie, of course, brother of Charlie from the Tokyo Great Britain men's 8.
Yeah, and the 8 that won here today against the Americans looked pretty decent, I thought, when they did that. So real pedigree in the Yale crew. You're looking at the blades of Leander, synced up, synchronised. They're in the 4-seat, you know, and you know it's a good 8 if you've got Felix Drinkle in the 4-seat, Tom.
100%, yeah. I mean, to have an athlete of that calibre, a man who rhythm just flows through everything he does on the water, to have him in the 4-seat means you've got some absolute units throughout the crew, and great to see Felix in this sort of development crew. I'm sure he'll have one eye on senior representation on the road to Paris.
The Exetonian and Oxford Blue. I think he won the senior trials in a pair one year, didn't he?
I think he almost certainly did.
When he was a youngster, didn't make it into the senior team, just went into the under-23s and did really well there. So the crew from Leander in their pink blades, the distinctive pink blades, they are on the left of your picture. Yale perhaps moving a little bit now, but Leander do have a slight advantage. There are the blades from the men of Yale. They row on the Housatonic River out of the Gilder Boathouse. And the legendary Yale coach is, of course, Steve Gladstone. I'm not sure if he's over here, but he has won the IRA, the Intercollegiate Rowing Association Championships, which is the top race in American college rowing. He's won that more times than anyone else. So he knows what makes a boat go fast, and these Yale men will have that coaching stewardship in them, and it will give them heart on this second half of the course.
100%. I hark back to the 2015 Ladies Challenge Plate final where Yale overturned an unbeaten Washington crew in spectacular style, not just by a few feet, it was by 2 or 3 lengths. So Yale certainly know how to race, and when they come to Henley, they come to win, but Leander dominating this one at the moment.
Matt Beachy, the Leander coach, must be loving this. Looking at the Leander blades, they're so synced up, aren't they? Really just lock it in together. You can't really see anyone out of time. Just nice fluid movement, easy on the way forward. Look at that, they look so relaxed. He looks like he's out for an afternoon stroll, Peter Lancashire. He's working 100% max on the red line. 6-man 2, James Robson, just putting it down there, but he looks so loose and relaxed. It's great, isn't it?
Amazing, and it helps, of course, that you're sort of clear water on Yale University, but these guys will know that in the second half of the course, with the crowds accumulated, coming back out as the sun begins to shine here on the Saturday of Henley Royal Regatta, they can start to really wind up the gears. A 2:57 to the Forley as they start to move down the course. This could be a fantastic result for Leander if they can continue to move away from Yale.
Ladies Challenge Plate is stacked this year. There are the Yale crew in the stroke seats. Freddie Elwes and yeah, sorry, Dominic Dean Lynch in the stroke seat. Elwes is back in the 4 seat. Just a little mistake on our comm sheet. Apologies to you. Behind him, Noah Norman, and then Andrew Gulick in the 6 seat.
Yeah, Noah Norman, of course, from the first Varsity 8 this year, which was second to Cal, who are also in the Ladies' Challenge Plate, the later semi-final this afternoon. So could be in for potentially a Leander-Cal final if Cal can navigate their semi-final with as much ease as Leander are now showing. They've got a significant portion of clear water here ahead of the Bulldogs.
So if indeed Leander do come through this heat, and it looks like they are on course to, Tom Ballinger, the 23-year-old, his back is coming towards us. If Leander do navigate this and Cal navigate there, I know there's a lot of ifs in this, but do you think Leander have got it to stand up to the might of Cal, the winners of the IRA, the best crew, I think, that Cal have seen in many a year?
I knew you'd ask me, Martin, and to be honest, it's going to be one hell of an ask for Leander. That Cal crew are stupendous. They're the only crew I've seen at the regatta where I've actually been starstruck. You know, they won the IRAs, they've been undefeated this season, Pac-12. It's been a stupendous season for those boys, but Leander will have their work cut out. But it will help, of course, that their semi-final probably hasn't pushed them maybe as hard as they're expecting. You can see Yale starting to wind up, but they're the back of Leander, Tom Ballinger in the bow seat. They're starting to come down just a little bit. The intensity's easing off, and they can enjoy their row to the line here in front of the stewards.
It's pretty impressive against a Yale crew of such quality. Matthew Beachy has coached his crew exceptionally well. You can see that, by the way, the looseness in their upper bodies, the way the hands flow around the back turn. Just let the boat come up to them at the front ends, blades all synced up. It made it look easy, but of course it wasn't easy because they were redlining it in that race, but not perhaps towards the end. Leander take the win in that semi-final of the Ladies' Challenge Plate against the men from Yale University.
Yeah, you know when a crew's had it easy in the last sort of 200, 300 metres because the volume of their hip hoorays is particularly loud, and Leander, a stupendous row, really composed, almost articulate in the sense that they were able to just show what they wanted to do, and at both ends of the stroke just able to row away from Yale. Of course, credit to Yale, that's the final time some of those boys will be rowing together, perhaps ever. Of course, they'll go off now into their under-23 senior selection camps and try and, you know, maintain their rowing career at the very highest level, but Yale, no match here for Leander.